Hello everybody, welcome back to the Hubyan channel. My name is Nikki and I'm so glad that you clicked on this video today. So as you can tell from the title and the thumbnail of this video, I will be eating out at Italiani's for the first time, which might sound a little bit strange to some of you guys because it's not as if Italiani's is new. Italiani's has been around for a really long time, I think. It's just, I've never eaten there because, one, whenever I look at their menu, I'm like not blown away. Like there's nothing that like strikes any interest. And that's a big factor for whether or not I want to try something new. If I'm like, oh wow, that's super interesting. But when I look at Italiani's menu, it's just like, oh yeah, that looks good. And two, I moved to Manila as a student. So I've been here nearly, 10 years? And so the student mindset is still ingrained in my brain, even though I'm no longer a student. So when I look at menus, the only thing that crosses my mind is I could eat the exact same thing for half the price somewhere else. That's just the way I think, because student budget, student meals. So I've just never really been that interested in Italiani's until I was invited to eat there. And I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot, I'll give it a chance. Before we roll the clips of me eating out at Italiani's, please do not forget to give this video a like, subscribe to the Hubyan channel, and ring that bell so you are notified every single time we upload a brand new video. Now let's go and watch me eat, and then I'll see you again at the end of this video. Alright, here we are with a voiceover because as much as I wanted to talk on camera the way I normally do, the outside is just way too noisy, which made me miss filming at home. Anyway, here we are in Italiani's. I asked to be seated by the couches because your girl loves being comfortable, and essentially this is what Italiani's looks like. It's very quaint, very rustic. It was actually very empty when we got there. We ate at Robinson's Manila or Ermita, whichever you'd like to call it, and I liked it because there weren't a lot of people, to be honest. Upon being seated, we were greeted, wow that rhymed, with incredible service and bread. It was like herbed bread with olive oil and balsamic vinegar. Now, I love bread, and this bread was really good. It was perfectly crispy on the outside, but soft and fluffy on the inside with, again, flavors of herbs. And I do love the combination of olive oil and balsamic vinegar for bread in general, so I was really happy to find that this was complimentary. It just happens when you get seated. So your girl was hungry, your girl made the most of it, and she enjoyed it. So we ordered a quattro stagioni, which is a 4-flavored pizza, eggplant parmigiana, salmon oreganato, lasagna, and spinach and artichoke dip. The spinach and artichoke dip is probably my second favorite dish out of everything that we ordered, mainly because I've always loved spinach dips in general. I've never really tried artichoke, but this was really good. Plus, it was served really hot, like smoking hot, and it went really well with the bread. They served it with really crunchy garlic bread, and for me, my favorite part was the fact that there were such massive pieces of spinach and artichoke in the dip. It wasn't just, oh, creamy dip. There was actual full vegetables in it, which I really loved because, I don't know, it felt a little healthier despite the amount of bread that I was eating so far. I think out of all the dishes, the eggplant parmigiana is my favorite, which was really unexpected because I thought I would love the lasagna the most. But I really liked the eggplant parmigiana mainly because, and this is going to sound really strange, it tasted like a potato. The outside was fried so nicely, it felt like eating a potato, and I think that's why I liked it so much, because it felt kind of quote-unquote guilty, because it felt like I was eating a potato, but I wasn't. It was an eggplant. I felt healthier. I don't know if it actually is healthier, but it felt healthier, and that's good enough, right? I really loved the way this tasted, and I think if you're going to eat at Italiani's, this is the dish I would recommend the most. So the lasagna, if I'm going to be honest, I was a little underwhelmed with, and it's mainly because of the pasta. Now, as you can see, as I cut it, I was cutting on the edge because, I mean, why would I cut in the middle? And so I feel like the edge pieces of the pasta were either overcooked or, yeah, probably overcooked because they were hard and tough and they just made the lasagna a little difficult to eat. But aside from that, if you kind of get past the edge pieces, it's actually alright. It's not bad. It's not my favorite lasagna in the world, but I did like the sauce. I did like the cheese that they put on it. I think it complemented the sauce really well. It was really just the edge parts that I hated so bad. It made the eating process like not as fun, and to me the feeling is, you know, half of the food. So if it doesn't make me feel good, I don't like it. And this was a 50-50. It's a meh from me. Wouldn't necessarily recommend, but I'm not saying that it's bad. There were some things I didn't like. Now the salmon dish. Boy, when I tell you that I was super excited for this dish, I mean it, because salmon is my favorite kind of fish. Whether it's sashimi or smoked or grilled, I love it 110%. Now the only thing I didn't like about this salmon dish is the skin. As you could tell, it was really dark. I like fish skin to be crispy. It wasn't. So I did not like that very much, but nonetheless, the salmon itself was super juicy. You could see it crumbling as I took it apart. And the vegetables I thought I would hate, but it complemented the salmon so well. I love the way that they cooked the vegetables. I don't know what sauce they used, but the sauce complemented the fishiness of the salmon, and so it didn't feel too much of fish and it didn't feel like too much of vegetables. It was perfectly balanced, and I highly recommend you try this dish, especially because it's definitely on the healthier side compared to the carb-heavy dishes I have shown you previously. Now, last but not least is the Quattro Stagioni, which is the 4-flavored pizza. There's pepperoni, mushroom and artichokes, shrimp and black olives, and all cheese. Now, if you watch these clips of me eating the pizza, I don't look very happy. And that's because it was so tough. I think it was because I ate it last, so it went kind of cold, but it was difficult to eat, and I did not enjoy it. Like I said, the feeling is like half of the experience with food, and so I did not enjoy it. But I think it was because I ate it last, because I had leftovers. I took them home, I put it in the air fryer, and when it was hot, it was easy to eat. So I think it was my fault that it went tough. But generally, the 4 flavors that they give in this pizza is actually really good. My favorite is the all cheese because I love cheese, and second to that comes shrimp and black olives. Third is mushroom and artichokes, and fourth is pepperoni. They're very simple flavors. There's nothing too complicated about it, but mushroom and artichokes go really well together. Shrimp and black olives was an interesting combination that I've never tried, but I really enjoyed. The pepperoni was not the best pepperoni I've ever had, but it passes. But I do highly recommend all cheese. And also, if you just want to try their flavors, I do recommend the Quattro Stagioni. Just maybe don't let it get cold, because again, it got really, really tough. I think that's my fault, but yeah, I did not enjoy eating this at the restaurant. Here we are at the end of the video, and overall, my thoughts on Italiani's is it's not bad. I mean, the quality of the food's incredible, and the serving size is just as impressive. However, like I said, it is kind of pricey. I mean, it's definitely like, because I enjoy eating by myself. It's something I like doing, especially in the time of a pandemic. I really would rather just eat alone with not a lot of people around me. But I don't think it's worth the price if you're gonna eat alone. And as you guys saw, I did not eat alone, so I had someone to share that amount of food with. So it was worth it. I definitely think Italiani's is a place that's worth eating at if you're in, say, a bigger group. But if you're like me and you enjoy eating alone, I wouldn't necessarily recommend it unless you're willing to shell out some money. If you do feel like spoiling yourself and spending a bit more money to eat out, I would recommend it. Like if you have the means, go for it. But I do actually think that you could probably eat somewhere for cheaper that the food is just as good. And that's the student in me speaking. But generally, it's good. The quality is incredible. The serving size is just as impressive. It's just the price. The price is really what kind of makes me want to be like, no, don't eat there, because it is pricey. But I understand why it is. I understand why it's expensive. But you know, if I could eat somewhere for cheaper, I'd probably do that. But let me know what you think. Have you eaten at Italiani's? If you have, what's your favorite dish? Mine was I think it was the eggplant. I mean, they were all quite good. But that eggplant though. That eggplant though. That's I don't know if that's a good sentence to say. But yeah, that was my favorite dish. And if you haven't eaten at Italiani's, why not? Do you have the same reason that I did, where it's not that interesting, their menu, and it does come off as a little pricey? I would love to know. And while you're in the comments down below, please do not forget to give this video a like, subscribe to the Herbian channel, and ring that bell so you are notified every single time we upload a brand new video. Again, my name is Nikki, and I am so glad that I met you here today. Until the next video, bye!